Good morning, everybody. It is 10 o'clock on this first day of Black History Month. Good morning to you. It's February the 1st, start of a new month. And we're going to make it a good one, even though it's really foggy outside. If you are on the Atlanta News First Facebook page, I'm going to pull that up right now. If you have a comment, a concern, shout it out. I should see it right here on the screen. But we want to just make sure you are caught up on everything going on today. So we are going to start off with our top story of the day. Unfortunately, it's a really sad one. A lot of people around the country have been paying very close attention to this. Probably recognize who's on your screen here. This is Tyre Nichols. His funeral is today. So after a week of protest and the release of, that just awful video of what happened to him, his friends and family are going to gather in Memphis today to lay him to rest. 29 years old. A civil rights activist, Reverend Al Sharpton, will be there delivering the eulogy at the service later this morning. And there's also going to be other parents there, notable parents. Breonna Taylor's mother, George Floyd's mother, they will be in attendance. You guys know, they know firsthand what this family is going through. Vice President Kamala Harris will be there as well, and thousands of others are expected to show up today. The senior pastor at the church hosting the funeral said the focus today is celebrating Tyler's life and that they cannot and will not allow the way he died to define the totality of his life. Now, the question is, will his death bring change? Reverend Al Sharpton spoke at the same church Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his last speech and said they're going to continue the fight against police brutality and killing until federal laws are changed. Of course, we know how our politics work in our country. It's not clear if Republican and Democrat lawmakers can agree on what that looks like. And we also have an update for you. The Memphis Police Department wants the 5 former police officers charged with his death to be decertified. And we've also learned that another Memphis man is preparing to sue the department, saying those same 5 officers and 3 others beat and arrest him 3 days before that happened to Nichols. And I don't know if you were able to stomach the video, if you watched it. I personally could not watch it. I could not see that happen to someone else. But if you watched it in its entirety, you know exactly how bad that was. And the other fire department officials who were fired because they didn't immediately render aid. So awful story. It hopefully this does spark some conversation and change to prevent something like that from happening again. I think we can all agree on that. Nobody wants to see that happen to anybody else in this country ever again. Okay, let's talk about another big story. This one's here in our area. This is talking about the very controversial Atlanta Public Safety Training Facility. Despite all of the pushback, it is going to move forward. Yeah, this is the same facility that spawned a lot of violent protests. Protesters have thrown Molotov cocktails at officers, rocks at officers. One protester was shot and killed after shooting a trooper. Protesters then destroyed buildings in downtown Atlanta and set a police car on fire after that incident. It has been an incredibly chaotic process with those protesters trying to prevent this training facility from coming about. But city leaders and county leaders have just announced an agreement addressing the environmental concerns that those protesters had. So the training facility is going to be on an 85-acre site. That'll include dozens of acres of green space. They say they're going to plant trees and they'll have erosion control as some of those mitigating factors. But the protesters say that is not good enough. They have made it clear they do not want the facility built at all, saying it could militarize the police. They also want Mayor Andre Dickens to resign. Now, Mayor Dickens says the training that's going to come out of that facility is going to include de-escalation training techniques, mental health, community-oriented policing, crisis intervention, and civil rights history education. But the protesters still don't seem to be swayed. We know they are still not wanting this training facility to come about. We are, of course, going to keep staying on this for you. Hopefully, any protests that continue from here will not turn violent or destructive as we've seen in the past, but a lot of passions on both sides. One really wanting this facility to come about, one not. So, again, we'll stay on top of this one for you. Also breaking this morning, Mr. Tom Brady retiring again. Allegedly, supposedly, Courtney's right there. Is he? I guess we'll see, but he announced this on Twitter this morning, and let me just let you hear it straight from the goat's mouth. You cannot hear anything from what I understand. Let me see if I can figure that out. Is it this button? No. Okay, Maria's coming over here to do some troubleshooting. Meanwhile, Randy Breland, is it Breland? You say you're watching. Good morning to you. My name is Lana Harris, and I appreciate you being here. This is the troubleshooting you're seeing happening on the screen here. So can you hear it now? Still no. We're going to repost this for you. Basically, he said that he is for real this time. He's not going to take it back this time. That he already did his long emotional speech last year, so he didn't feel like he deserved to do that again, but that he's serious. Allegedly, supposedly, reportedly. We shall see. One thing that is serious is Beyonce. Beyonce is announcing her tour dates, y'all. This is happening. Ooh, and I need Maria to come back because I cannot get to my supers. But Beyonce is once again, there we go. She is once again gonna be in Atlanta, you guys. She's gonna be at Mercedes-Benz Stadium August 11th. That has been confirmed. She just shared a post on Instagram this morning. It is going to be a massive Renaissance World Tour, again, August 11th at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. This is Instagram here. People are reacting to this. There you go. There's that super there at the bottom. People have been reacting to this. First of all, I'm not rich enough to be excited about this. I will not be in attendance regardless. But a lot of people are really excited about this. The one thing they're not excited about this is that the news dropped on the day rent was due. So yeah, that's that's unfortunate. But hey, it's really exciting. Everybody's a Beyonce fan now. You see that one comment? You guys are really funny on social media, but a lot of people are excited about this. Beyonce's incredible. We saw what she did in Dubai. Her voice, she is magical. It's unreal, insane. Yeah, this last story is just crazy. And it's a really big heads up to parents out there. If you have kids and you let them play on your phone, maybe you should kind of put a password on there to prevent them from just doing whatever they want to do, because you might end up like this family in Michigan whose 6-year-old spent almost $1,000 on food from Grubhub. This family says piles and piles of bags of food were showing up at their door because dad says he let his 6-year-old son play on his phone before bedtime. He thinks he left the app open and then saw that, when he was playing with his phone, he just started going to town. He ordered multiple orders, chili cheese fries, chicken pita wraps, multiple orders of that, multiple orders of ice cream, of pizza. It just sounds like a child's dream and a parent's nightmare. Nearly $1,000 worth of food was ordered. Now, thankfully, some of it was actually stopped. Keith Stonehouse, who's the parent of this lovely 6-year-old, said he got an alert on his phone that his card was declined for fraud from a pizza place for $439. This whole story to me is just hilarious and fantastic, and just kids being kids. We had the video of the actual kid on our news this morning. It's the most adorable kid. I mean, you look at him, you think, yeah, I could see this kid doing something like that. Kids are crafty. You know what else is crafty? This skyline this morning. Look at that. That's beautiful. This is Lake Lanier. If you live out there, man, I am so jealous. It's not that bad of a day outside, right, Courtney?
Yeah, it's not terrible. It could be worse. Today, going to kind of look like that for the most part. We are going to have mostly cloudy skies. We'll see peaks of sunshine. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out with us this morning yet again. So you will see me in 2 seconds. Just for those of you who haven't tuned in with us before, Lana is really tall, and the way my height works is I am not. So I have to grab a box before I can come on camera so you can see me. Anyway, so yeah, beautiful shot out there. Those clouds you're looking at over Lake Lanier, we call those stratocumulus clouds. So there's your fancy weather word for the day of your cloud type. And so essentially that's what we're gonna see all day long, just little peaks of sunshine. Sunshine definitely not going to be the dominant force today, but tomorrow is going to kind of be worse is probably the best way to put it. We do have a first alert for tomorrow because of widespread rain that is on the way. So good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope your week has gone well. Thanks so much for joining us here on whatever streaming platform that you are watching. If you are on Facebook and you're able to comment, you can always ask any weather questions you might have. Let me know where you're tuning in from. But we are grateful you're here with us this morning. So let's get started on the weather because, again, we do have a first alert for tomorrow because of the chance for widespread rain. It is going to have a high impact on your day tomorrow because notice the timing. I put all day because there's really no short time frame to give you. It is going to start as early as 2 a.m. in our far northwestern counties and then continue on and off throughout the entire day. It's going to impact your morning commute, impact your evening commute. And notice we will watch for the potential for maybe some isolated flash flooding. Isolated is the key word. In the month of January, we picked up over 7 inches of rain. And believe it or not, that wasn't even a record. But the ground is really saturated is what I'm getting at with that. So any extra rain that we do receive is really going to not be able to soak into the ground. Just like you have a sponge, once your sponge is full, it can't hold any more water. Well, the ground is porous and it's very much the same as a sponge. So once it is full, there is no more room for the water to go except over the ground. So flash flooding will be possible tomorrow. Again, very isolated threat. Also a little noisy in here. We are in an active newsroom and there's obviously a lot going on today if you were following with Lana between Tom Brady retiring amongst a handful of other things. So you are kind of getting a feel of what a newsroom atmosphere is like. Definitely very busy all the time. So again, light to heavy rain as well, and the timing pretty much all day long. I want to give you the big picture. So this weather system is what's going to impact our weather tomorrow. It is cold behind our cold front naturally, and I'm going to show you the temperatures. You're going to see where that cold front is sitting because depending on where you live, there's a pretty stark temperature difference right now across our viewing area across North Georgia. Notice out towards Texas, it is a mess out there. Ice storm warnings out there. They've picked up in some spots a 1/4 inch of ice. The trees are just, they look like they're just made of icicles. Like that's all it is. So that cold front is now to the south, so that cold air is spilling in, and then they're still getting moisture pumped in from the southwest and around that low. So their atmosphere still has that moisture plus the cold air that can sometimes bring you snow, and there is some snow parts of Arkansas, but unfortunately it's really just more of an ice situation across Texas. So that's a mess out there. Thankfully we are not going to deal with any of that, but that low that's just to the south of Houston, that's going to ride into Georgia and ultimately bring the moisture along with it and bring us a very rainy day tomorrow, which is why we have that first alert. This is what I was talking about with that temperature difference. We're talking over 10 degrees of a temperature difference no matter where, depending on where you live. So if you're in Rome, you're in the low 40s. You're down in Covington and Locust Grove, you're in the mid 50s, so a lot more mild and comfortable down there. To me, 43 is cold. So that's where that cold front is setting up. You can see it's pretty much sitting right across I-85 right now. So pretty chilly afternoon out there. That cold air definitely starting to spill into downtown Atlanta. Through the day today, it will stay cold and mostly cloudy, or we'll say chilly and mostly cloudy. Kind of, I guess, depends. I'm from South Florida. You guys probably know that at this point. 50s is cold to me, but to most of you, it's probably chilly. So mostly cloudy skies. It's not like we're going to be overcast all day long. We will see breaks in the clouds, but for the most part, mostly cloudy with maybe a few light sprinkles throughout the afternoon, and temperatures again hovering in the low 50s. Some of us might not make it out of the 40s today, especially if you're north of Atlanta. And as we head through the evening, temperatures will drop into the 40s by around 8 o'clock tonight. So tomorrow, again, we have that first alert, high impact on your day because it is going to impact your commute. The rain will be heavier after lunchtime. It'll be more light to steady in the morning, and then we'll have the chance for maybe some more moderate to heavy showers in the afternoon and evening. But again, that rain chance at 100%. Everyone at some point tomorrow will see rain. Let's take you through it. So today, again, a few light showers, mainly north of Atlanta today, but even if you're inside the metro, you will have the chance for maybe a sprinkle or two. We just have a lot of moisture in our atmosphere atmosphere, so it might feel a little drizzly out there as well. As we head into tomorrow morning, 7, 8 o'clock, here's that morning commute tomorrow. Spotty showers becoming a little more widespread. Again, light for the most part tomorrow morning, so I don't really expect that to be a huge issue for the commute tomorrow, but I would still add some extra time. You all know how it goes in Atlanta. If it starts raining, people go berserk, so just be really careful on the roadways tomorrow. 2, 3 o'clock as you're picking up the kids from school tomorrow, keep in mind it is going to be pretty rainy. You are going to want to send the kids to school with the rain gear, the umbrella, the raincoat maybe kind of doubles as something warm and keep you dry. Because as they're getting on the bus tomorrow to come home from school, it is going to be pretty rainy, so just make sure they're prepared for that. And at this point, we could start to see some more steadier rain as well, and that will continue for the commute home from work. So at this point, we're going to be having rain ongoing on and off from the morning, the very early morning, through the afternoon and evening. So this is why we're a little concerned about maybe some isolated flash flooding, just because the ground is so saturated. As this rain falls, in some spots, it just might not have anywhere else to go except on top of the surface. So we'll be watching for maybe some isolated flash flooding. That is by no means a widespread threat for us, but something we'll be monitoring and something that you just need to be mindful of. If we do manage to get any flash flood warnings, we'll let you know in the Atlanta News First Alert weather app. So that's a great tool to have. You can actually scan the little QR code in the top of your screen there, and it will take you right to the app. It'll be a great tool to have. If any flash flood warnings do pop up in your area, you will know. That rain does thankfully move out by Friday morning, and sunshine returns. But not only sunshine, it's also going to be quite breezy on Friday. So cold, breezy, and sunny on Friday. The Friday kicks off a nice little dry stretch for us, and I'll show you that in the 7-day coming up here shortly. In the meantime, through Friday, so really for tomorrow into early Friday morning, we'll pick up anywhere between 1/2 inch to maybe 1.5 inches of rain. So again, that isolated flash flooding possible, not going to be a widespread threat, but tomorrow's just going to really be dreary. So if you have any errands to run, try and get them done today, or you're going to probably have to wait until Friday, because Friday will be a lot nicer. Again, that cold air going to spill in behind this weather system. We're going to get a big dip in the jet stream that's going to bring in that cold air that will settle in through the weekend. In fact, we are going to only have highs in the upper 40s on Saturday. But notice as we head into the end of the weekend, we start to get a little bit of a ridge build in the upper levels. So more mild temperatures out in Texas, and sometimes when we look out west, that gives you an indication of what's going to happen here in the southeast. So seeing that more mild air out to our west, that's going to actually head our way as we head into next week. A little spoiler alert for you. So upper levels of the atmosphere, really important when it comes to steering our weather systems, also how cold we're going to be. So we'll be cold behind this front. Notice temperatures only in the 40s on Saturday. It's probably still going to be a little breezy as well, so you can subtract a couple degrees to that for the feels like temperature. The normal high 55, so we won't really go above that until next week. So there's that mild air that kind of builds out west, pushing into our area by next week. Our overnight lows look like this. We are going to wake up below freezing on Saturday, so prepare for that. If you wake up early on Saturday, you have any Saturday morning plans, just make sure you have the coat with you. You'll definitely need a couple extra layers on Saturday. Same Friday, because again, that breeze builds in. And then temperatures start to warm back up as we head into Tuesday when it comes to those overnight lows and the afternoon highs. So here's a look at Atlanta's most accurate 7-day forecast. Again, a few light showers today, mostly cloudy, mid-50s. Thursday, we have that first alert for widespread rain. It's going to be on and off all day. Expect the heaviest rain in the afternoon and evening hours. We will be watching for maybe some isolated flash flooding. 30% rain chance for Friday. That's really for before sunrise. We dry out by the time you're heading to work on Friday. It will be colder. It will be windy. We wake up below freezing Saturday. We will see sunshine Friday and Saturday. A few more clouds build in on Sunday, so it's not that it'll be overcast, but mostly cloudy Sunday. Sunshine returns Monday. And take a look at this. From Friday, once that rain moves out very early, we stay pretty much dry through Tuesday. A few light showers maybe on Tuesday, but for the most part, we have a really nice stretch of weather, which I think we deserve after quite a rainy January. Remember, I said we picked up over 7 inches of rain in January, which is just insane. But again, not record-breaking, but that is well above our average of just over 4 inches. So we picked up over 2 inches more than what we typically pick up rainfall-wise in January. So that's your 7-day forecast. You want to be sure you are, again, driving very carefully tomorrow as the rain is going to impact your commute. We have the first alert for heavy rain tomorrow, again, mainly for the afternoon and evening hours. And then, guys, I promise there is sunshine. There is a drier stretch of weather around the corner for you to get any of the yard work done. Maybe you have some leaves in your yard you need to get get done. Maybe you need to mow your yard, although I'm sure a lot of that's probably dead, so you probably don't need to mow the lawn at this point. You can go get your car washed and actually let it be nice and clean for a few days without the rain coming back and ruining it. So a nice stretch of weather. We just got to get beyond tomorrow, which of course is going to be quite the rainy day for us. As always, if you have any weather questions, feel free to reach out to any of us on the Atlanta News First weather team. We're always glad to answer any questions you have. Prepare for the rain tomorrow. Have that umbrella handy. Maybe the raincoat, because it'll be kind of a chilly rain tomorrow. And then we'll look ahead to sunshine but cooler weather in time for the end of the week and the weekend. I hope everyone makes it a wonderful Wednesday, and I will catch you guys here next time.